Okay, let's go.
Well, hello there, Chick Chatters. We're back with Story of the Week. We have another Am I the Asshole for you. So this one is from a year ago, and it's titled, Am I the Asshole for Refusing to Tell My Husband the Gender of Our Baby After He Skipped Going to the Doctor Appointment with Me?
Let's hear.
It starts, my husband and I are expecting. This is our first baby and we're excited. Thing is, he barely attends any doctor's appointments with me, and his excuses aren't even valid. He's willing to miss a doctor appointment over soccer or a drink or a board game with his friends. His response is always, I'm not the one carrying the baby. Why do I have to see the doctor with you? Last week was my final straw. He was supposed to come with me for the baby's gender reveal appointment, but he chose not to come last minute because his friend invited him to a fish and chips meal. I was pretty livid, but didn't make a fuss about it. Mom went with me instead. He texted me to tell him the results, boy or girl, but I refused to tell him. He kept spam calling me, but I hung up each time. He came home fuming, demanding that I tell him the results, but I refused and bluntly told him since he refused to attend the appointment, then he gets no results till after the baby is born. And I said that I was willing to die on this hill. He went off calling me spiteful and immature for doing this and punishing him. He said that he's the father and he has the right to know. He then called me dramatic since I wasn't alone and my mom was with me. I said he gets no results, period. He's been fuming about it and told his family, and they're now pressuring me to stop playing mind games with him and tell him, but I declined. Am I the asshole?
No.
No. If he was missing appointments for work or something credible, then I would say she might be, or everybody is the asshole, because it's not like he's doing it on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
But this man is missing his own first baby. It's not even the third or fourth baby. This is your first child ever together, and you want to miss all these appointments? I don't even know a guy that would want to miss all these appointments.
The only thing that's making this make sense in my head is maybe he thinks that these are strictly medical appointments for her uterus, but everybody in the world knows they're not. So
no, I think even men know that they're not.
He obviously knew she was going to learn the gender because he called after the appointment, and he still decided to skip it to eat fish and chips.
To eat fish and chips.
That is the asshole thing happening here. I do think she's being away. Some might call it petty, but I don't think she's wrong. I would do the same thing.
I don't even think it's petty. I feel like I would be enraged if Dean wasn't going to almost all of my doctor's appointments because he wanted to do stupid stuff instead of having these moments with me, because these are moments that build a family. I don't know. I understand if it's work related or an emergency, but other than that, she's carrying this baby, but you helped create it. Why wouldn't you come to these appointments? Why does she got to suffer through these alone? What do you think happens at these appointments? It's fun. It's not like going to your regular checkup. This is to see your baby.
And the whole thing about I'm the dad, so I have the right to know the gender. You're the dad, so you have the right to be at the medical appointment where the gender is revealed. And if you choose not to go to that appointment because you want to hang out with your buddies, then you're going to have to wait. The only thing there is I'm trying to put myself in her position, and I would probably want to maybe buy a couple of gender non-neutral things. So I'd have to keep those hidden sort of like Christmas presents until afterwards, but I'd be willing to do that. That's not an inconvenience for me to watch somebody have to deal with their actions.
Yeah, no, I would die on that hill too. I might not have even went to find out myself, to be honest with you, and I do have a baby. I don't think I'm going to learn till the day of. I like a little bit of surprise, but I like a little mystery with my morning coffee.
And your morning sickness.
And my morning sickness and coffee. What is this being? We don't know yet. I just think she's in the right, because these excuses are just not it for me. There's absolutely no reason to put your child that you made, it's just because she's carrying it. Yeah, she's doing the blunt of the work. The least you can do is show up to the appointments. That's the least you can do, is to show up to the appointments if you can. And I do not know a single man that wouldn't want to. I mean, I feel like Dean's going to beat me to all the doctor's appointments. He's probably going to be there before I'm there if we're not riding together.
Right, he having his own doctor's appointments. Like, do I need any help?
Let me get some help. I guess it just blows my mind. There are a lot of people who don't want to be involved at all. I don't know. I know this isn't that, but it's just weird to me to want half-ass information on your first child. This just doesn't sit right with me. This man, something's not right there. If he would rather have fish and chips than find out the gender of his baby, I mean,
It's a problem.
that's what, does he have a thing against doctor's appointments? Does he do other things with you for the baby, or do you do everything for the baby? Do you have to now buy the crib and do all the other things? Do you do all that yourself? Do you pick out all that and he doesn't have any say in it? He doesn't care. I don't like situations like that. Having
Is
a
it
baby
just a
then for this
strictly
man.
medical problem, or is he
Right. Or is this
really
flooded into
taking
other
it too far?
areas? When you can tell the difference between like a good involved father and somebody who's going to just having a baby to have a baby because it's
Who's
just
just
part of
gonna
life.
be a guy around?
Right.
Barely even around. He's
So,
not even at the doctor's appointment. I don't know. In a world, maybe someone could say that the doctor's appointments aren't part of the child's life so much as part of a relationship, I guess. But doesn't sound like this is a one night stand situation. You guys are
no, they're
together. You
married.
wanna share these situations and moments happily, not some strange, hey, what happened? What's the gender? You want her to tell you over the phone?
A board game and all these different reasons for not going to these appointments is just I can't let it go. What did you expect? And yeah, what do you want her to recite all this? Oh, the baby's heartbeat was this and this. Like, just go. Just go.
Yeah,
You'll
if
find out
you're
all this information
interested,
for
maybe you
yourself.
should show up.
I could see maybe if it was going to be a gender reveal party, but it sounds like they were just going to go to the doctor's appointment and then whoever was there was going to find out right then and there, and that was it.
Mhm.
Seems like they weren't even going to make a big deal about it. It sounds like an easy thing to just go do. Just go to
Yeah.
the appointment. They're not very long. I don't think a doctor's appointment's normally like more than an hour and a half long.
An hour and a half would be crazy. I mean, doctors, they're in and out. So, I mean, you're probably gonna be in and out relatively quickly within an hour. And again, the timing isn't the problem for this guy. It's his intentions and what he wants to do and what his priorities are at this time, because it's not like he is having to choose between two difficult situations. He's having board games and beers and things like that. He's gonna probably continue that behavior once she gets a baby too. Nothing's gonna change between him. So
Yeah.
I hope that in addition to doing this, which I'm not mad at her for, I would probably also do. I hope she's also having actual constructive conversations with him, because this is kind of passive aggressive, and
Mhm.
it it's proving a point, but she needs to obviously say what this man is really doing wrong and what she needs from him. So I hope that she's also telling him, this is happening because you haven't been showing up to the appointments and that's hurting my feelings, and you need to show up to these appointments in order to get this information. Because maybe he'll apologize, and I don't think an apology will make it okay what he did, but maybe he can make things better in the future. So I
Right.
hope she's talking to him about this, unless I don't know. I hate to say the D word, because usually when we talk about the D word, it comes up in the comments.
It always does. I'm just wondering, so does he just plan something to do for the duration of the appointment and then not long later they're just at the
Go
house
back up at
together?
home,
Because
right?
that would really drive me nuts. You're gonna go play a board game for about 2, 3 hours and then I'm gonna see you at the house an hour after the appointment. What?
During office hours, so we're talking on a Wednesday at 4 o'clock. You're busy. We're not talking about Saturday at 7 p.m. These are ultrasound appointment hours. We're
Right.
talking about Monday at 11 a.m. And
Monday through Friday, 9 to 5.
yeah, most doctor's offices, they don't mess around. They don't care about your work schedule. You better take off lunch or take a
Yeah.
personal hour or whatever. They're
Take it
not
half.
open late. Maybe one day a week they're open till 7 or something, but
Yeah, you might get
no.
7 o'clock, but that's the latest. So this guy's planning board games and fish and chips and all this stuff at what, 10 in the morning? And
11:30 on a Tuesday.
like, what is this?
What board game are you playing? That's the only thing I have interest in. Are you maybe preparing to play board games with your child in 6 years, or what's happening there?
Yeah, I just think that this guy needs a reality check
A
to,
significant one.
and I don't think she's the asshole. I think he is the asshole. I really do. I
Yeah.
think he should be going to her appointments. Top comment says, and this has 75,000 upvotes. Not the asshole, already a deadbeat dad before the baby is even born. That's it.
I had to swallow my water. I can't say I disagree. I don't think this behavior is gonna change once the baby comes, unless
Yeah.
more than just you don't get to learn the gender. The thing is with the gender is the baby's gonna come and he's gonna learn the gender. So there has to be a real solution to this because it's not
Mhm.
gonna be a permanent wondering. There's a time limit to this.
So someone else said, if he's telling you I'm not carrying the baby, why do I have to go to the doctor with you? That's going to turn into I don't push that baby out. Why should I look after it? Real quick. Not the asshole.
That baby did not come from my body. I don't have to change its diapers. I can see it.
Yeah, it's horrible logic. If he's already not going to do the simplest thing, this isn't changing a diaper, this isn't swaddling a kid. You're not even taking him to a
Mhm,
parenting class or anything like that or a
mhm,
Lamaze class. You're just
mhm.
taking him to a doctor appointment. And honestly, these doctor's appointments are important. If you can go, you should go if you're going to be there to witness the birth because you kind of want to know what's going on.
I understand they're checking the mom's stuff too, but these appointments are to look at the baby. They're to look
Mhm.
inside the stomach at the baby and what the baby's doing. So this should be you in your mind attending your child's doctor's appointments. So I totally see what this commenter is saying of this person's already a deadbeat dad before the baby even arrives. You're not even showing up to this child's doctor's appointments. Pregnancy is a scary thing for people. Pregnancy is not what
Mhm.
people make it out to be in the movies and everything. Like, there's a lot of loss and a lot of scary things that can
Mhm.
happen to the mom and to the baby. If you have a spouse, I think they should be there.
Yeah, people used to croak from it back in the day.
Just fall right over. Just
Yeah, I think he should just try it. You know, it might even be fun for him. What if he went to this doctor's appointment, had a great time?
I know
Thought
Tyler will
about
have
all
a
the
great time with his nursing ass. He's
yeah,
gonna
I
be like,
mean,
"Can I do it? Don't touch me."
the information that you could be getting, all that stuff, it might inspire him. The more you remove yourself from like pregnancy or anything like, the more you're shook when the baby comes and you're not going to be adjusted to it. At least he'd be slowly adjusting himself to this life change because
Mhm.
for a woman it happens faster because we're carrying the thing. So our life changes the moment we find out that we're pregnant because
Yeah, that's why the man needs to show up to not just things like this, but especially things like this, because your life is changing too. You're part of this process too. And the other thing
right,
is, doctor's appointments are not always happy when you're pregnant. Sometimes you might learn about some kind of deformity or
right.
birth defect or something going on or something happening with your own health. And you expect your partner, your wife, to just be there alone to learn that information without anyone there. How
Mhm.
rude.
It's horrible. I have no ifs, ands, or buts on who's the asshole at all in this
My hot
situation.
take continues.
Yeah. No, I don't even think it's a hot take. I just think it's common sense. I feel like if you're gonna make a baby with somebody, especially if you're married, this isn't even like, oh, you're in high school and you got somebody like you
Right.
are married to this woman and
Mhm.
she is carrying your child, your first child at that. You're not deployed, you're not at work. You're
Right.
there's no reason for you not to be there. One of I think Dean's biggest fears is that he's going to be deployed when I have a baby and he
Yeah,
won't be here for that.
makes
You know how many
sense.
people have to pay thousands of dollars just to be there for their children's births? What some people would give to witness it if they were in different situations. It's just crazy to have every opportunity to go to these appointments, do these things with her, and you want to play board games at 10 a.m.? What are you doing?
I know. And bringing up children's births too, it makes me really worried about what's going to happen when she does go into labor because some labors can be very long. And I could see him showing up the first hour and getting bored and
Mhm.
needing to play a board game or have a beer or a snack
Mhm.
and walking out of the hospital. And then all of a sudden he misses the birth and he still don't know the gender. And you know what? If that's the case, she better just take her baby, walk
Run,
away,
run.
get out of there. Get
yeah,
out of there,
I'm not
your baby.
happy with this guy at all. Not at all.
Yeah, not a fan. 0
there-
stars. Would not recommend.
Do not recommend him on Yelp. Do not look this man up if he does end up divorced. So there is an edit dash update. It's pretty short. She says, "Hi, so first of all, wow, I did not expect this to blow up. Sorry, I can't answer my comments because of feeling overwhelmed.
Terrified. There's always a bad ending here. I'm just really scared.
I just wanted to mention that my husband just attempted to contact my doctor to get the results. It didn't go well. We had another argument over it. He didn't get it since his mom was the one who made the call."
His mother?
And that's it.
That's all?
That's all.
Forever?
So when I try to go to her profile, it's not there anymore, but I don't think she responded to comments either because like she said in the edit, she was just really overwhelmed. So this was a year ago, this post.
Right.
I'm going to keep looking to see if I see a couple comments, but I don't think I'm going
This man
to.
had his mother call the OBGYN office. What? Pretending to be her? Or why
Probably
can't he
just
call
call.
himself? He's the one
Yeah.
who has the right to that information, if anything, but I still don't think he does if he's not attending the appointments. They've probably never even seen his face.
I got two theories, but he probably, for one, didn't want to do the dirty work of that. He's not even going to the appointments. Why would he be the one to call the doctor about the gender? His mom might have hyped him up, and he's like, you know what, Mom, you call. You get that gender for me. Thank you.
Yeah, Mom
I
was like,
can't
so
even.
what's the gender? This is the appointment for the gender, right? And he was like, oh, no, I didn't go. And then she's like,
I need to. Imagine that
typical
conversation.
overfunctioning mom and stupid son trying to marry someone and make a baby. He has no business being in it. See, and I said I didn't want to say the divorce word, but here we are.
And I also have a theory that he just didn't want to get traced back to him. But it's your mom. What did this woman say when she called? Hey, this is the grandmother of that baby. What is its gender?
Yeah, that's an absolute no when it comes to sharing medical information.
They won't
If
do
you're
it.
the dad, I don't know, I've never
Maybe.
been there, but there could be some DNA, this is your baby, like, kinda like you said. But it sounds like this office has never seen or spoke to this man. And so we don't know what kind of situation's going on here, even if they are married. So
Yeah.
they need to have her
If
permission. And if
if
he was
he
attending
truly
appointments, then they'd
right.
have her permission de facto. But no, it's a no, especially with your
Yeah.
mom, maybe even with you. I cannot believe that you would have the audacity to be talking to them and you can't even show up to the damn appointment.
If you truly wanted to know the sex of your baby, you would have showed up to the appointment, first of all. And second of all, you would have called yourself. Why do you need your mom to call? This man just seems infuriating. I feel bad for this girl because
Yep.
you're starting off a family on the wrong foot, too. You're not even, was he not going to go to the baby shower? Probably not. He's probably not. I mean, that's a woman's party in it. So I don't know. I don't understand this whole, it's a woman's work.
Oh my god, this guy, he just wants to play games and eat tacos, drink beer, or
Probably
eat
has this
fish.
woman, wants to tie this woman up in the kitchen, her place. I don't know.
Barefoot, pregnant in the kitchen.
Barefoot, pregnant, tied up
Let
in the
let
kitchen,
me know
making meat
what the
sandwich.
gender is. If it's a girl, you just keep her in the kitchen. If it's a boy, you just send him on out here.
Send them on outside with mow the grass.
No, this guy sucks. Sorry about your marriage.
And you know what sucks is that she probably didn't even know he was like this to this level until she got pregnant. And that's what I hear a lot of girls say. I've seen this kind of post before on my army wife sites. There's so many uninterested fathers. They'll be like, oh, they come home from work and then they just get on the game and they don't help me with the kids because I'm a stay-at-home mom. They say the kids is my job. I don't know how many times I've seen that post.
No
And to be
way.
honest with you, parenting, you can say a lot of jobs you do on your own, but parenting is not a job that you do on your own. If you intentionally, especially, make a child with somebody and
If you
you
can't make
sign
a
a
baby
birth
by
certificate,
yourself, you can't
you can't.
raise the baby by yourself. I mean, you can, but you
Yeah.
shouldn't.
You shouldn't be forced to, especially if you are married. If you are married to somebody and intentionally having a child with somebody, You need to then step up for that child. It's not even for the wife. It's not about, oh, this is women's work and you're staying home, blah, blah. Everybody needs a break. I mean, even a stay-at-home mom with a newborn baby, they need a break. They go nuts. They get postpartum depression, and the effect of a baby on a woman's body lasts 18 months after the child's born. So you're talking about 9 months before the child, 9 to 10 months before the child is born, 18 months out. You're talking 3 years of
Before
stress
the
and
woman is
nonsense.
insane. And you know what? At
Yeah.
that point, the husband's usually like, "Oh, I want to have another baby."
Yeah. And that's
So really, we're talking 3, 6, 9, 12 years of you better be ready and able to support this person in a physical way, not just I go to work and eat fish with my friends.
and you learn a lot of things in the doctor's appointments, the childbirthing classes. I don't know why a first-time father who is married to his wife and is planning this baby, I do not know why he would want to miss any of this for some fucking fish and
'Cause he's
chips. Like,
trash. 'Cause he's a low star, low rated, do not recommend, don't try it again.
I just feel bad for this woman because I can't see that this guy is going to be any type of help in the future. If he had an excuse like there was an emergency, even getting stuck in traffic on your way, and you couldn't, I don't
I'm
know.
not even taking that. You should have left earlier. You know what time the appointment is. We got GPSs
Exactly.
these
Well,
days that tells you exactly when you're gonna arrive.
but even that would be a better excuse to me than, oh, I'm going to go play a board game with Jimmy and Bobby.
No, I'm not
That's just
having it.
not acceptable. I can accept an emergency. I can accept work coming up. I can accept things like that, which even with work, you can take a day off a lot of the time. You can leave for an hour
Especially
or
when
so
it has
for an
to do with
appointment.
your family. There's a lot more workplaces
Mhm,
these days that are giving men the time off that they're supposed to be having when
mhm,
they're about to have a child and do have a child and time
mhm.
afterward. This
I
man
know
doesn't have any
for
excuses for me.
And I know for me the military aspect of things is different than a regular civilian thing. Like there's no reason to me that a regular civilian dude cannot go to these appointments. I could see where maybe Dean gets called in for work or something that he can't control. That's what he can't control. He's deployed.
Mhm.
He can't control it. But a regular civilian dude.
Well, or people who get
Just
mandated for work, right? Like police officers and nurses and things like
well,
that.
yeah,
People
things like that.
get
Things
mandated,
like
but
that.
those are
But I
very
can't
rare occurrences. This much within the span of your life.
Right. That's just for work though. But like
Yeah.
somebody, a normal civilian dude,
Mhm.
that's what I'm saying. Like I can understand somebody being called into work or whatever, but a normal civilian dude just skipping his appointments for some board games and some fish and chips, it just blows my mind. I can't get over that part. I'll never get
Mhm.
over that. It's not acceptable to me. And I honestly think that that just shows that he's not going to be a present father going forward. I mean, in my opinion, because I just don't see where you can make the jump from, oh, I'm going to not go to doctor's appointments to I'm going to be a great dad. I just don't see where that jump can happen.
Once a man holds their baby, they become a father, but I don't think it really goes from, "I'm gonna play games with my friends," to, "I'm a father now, and I have these priorities."
The
No.
Mufasa moment. Like they don't have that moment where they just hold the baby up at the end of the cliff and they're like, I am a father. That doesn't happen. That's not how this works. You don't just have that moment later. It starts when the woman's pregnant, I think, for both of you, to be honest with you. You got to start making some changes. It's not as apparent to you until you hold your child, but you still
Right.
have to learn some things. So this way, when you're done holding that child for the first time and you guys get sent
You
home
can
from the
get to
hospital,
work.
you know what to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, have some idea. Nobody knows what they're getting into with their first child for sure, but like at least you'd have some kind of idea. You know what kind of questions to ask. You know, like something about this child. You're just
Hopping
seeing,
right into raising a human.
yeah, you're just jumping right into it. Like I don't know, like I do on Sims. I
Oh,
don't know.
man. Well, I think we've said all we can say here.
Yep, I think we're good.
If
Or
you
what?
if you agree, let us know, Chick Chatters. If for some reason you disagree, I'd love to hear why. I'm open to differing opinion, but
I
thanks
don't
for
share your
watching.
opinion, but I would like to know what it is if you do
Definitely.
disagree with
You
this.
better give an explanation if you
A
you're out
good
here
one.
disagreeing.
Well, I'll read it and
We'll
think it
consider
over,
it.
but I don't think there's anything that could change my mind about this one. I think this is very open and shut to me, and I don't say this about many of the stories on here, but
Mhm,
this one is open and shut to me.
mhm. I don't give as quick of reactions as I usually do, so that was an interesting one for us.
Yeah. Well, thank you for joining us, Chick Chatters. And again, we have
Alright.
a 250 subscriber goal. So if you're
We're
not
so
subscribed,
close.
let's go. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
join us.
we will see you on the next one next week.
Bye.
Bye bye.